Stop burnout before it starts. Master your work boundaries. Hey everyone, it's Syed Arshad and welcome back to the channel. Are you feeling constantly overwhelmed, like work is seeping into every corner of your life? Do you find yourself checking emails at dinner, taking calls on weekends, or just feeling like you can never truly switch off? If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are absolutely not alone. So many ambitious, driven individuals just like you struggle with this exact challenge. It's a fast-paced world, and the lines between our professional and personal lives can get incredibly blurry, leading to stress, exhaustion, and ultimately, burnout. But here's the good news, it doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to reclaim your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. The key? Learning how to set and maintain healthy work boundaries. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Boundaries? That sounds harsh, or like I'm not a team player. But let me tell you, setting boundaries is not about being difficult. It's about being smart, strategic, and ultimately, more effective and fulfilled in both your work and personal life. It's about self-respect and ensuring you can bring your best self to everything you do. In today's video, I'm diving deep into 8 powerful, actionable ways you can set work boundaries like an absolute pro. We're talking practical strategies that you can start implementing to create a healthier, more sustainable relationship with your work. These aren't just theories. These are tried and true methods that will help you protect your well-being, boost your productivity, and genuinely enjoy your life more. So, grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get ready to transform your work-life dynamic. This is going to be a game changer. Know thyself. Assess your personal boundaries first. Alright, first things first, before you can even think about communicating boundaries to others, you need to get crystal clear on what those boundaries are for. This is foundational. It's like trying to build a house without a blueprint, it's just not going to work. You need to understand your own limits, your non-negotiables, and what truly matters to your well-being and productivity. Think about it. What makes you feel resentful or stressed or like you're being taken advantage of at work? Those feelings are often signposts pointing directly to a boundary that's either been crossed or needs to be established. Dr. Dana Gianta, in her brilliant book From Stressed to Centered, really emphasizes this. She outlines a fantastic step-by-step process for identifying your personal values and how they connect to the boundaries you need. It's about digging deep and asking yourself some honest questions. What are your core values when it comes to work-life balance? How much personal time do you genuinely need to recharge and feel your best? What kind of interruptions are okay? And which ones completely derail your focus and energy? Taking the time for this self-assessment is non-negotiable. It's the bedrock upon which all effective boundary setting is built. Speak up. Communicate your boundaries up front. Once you've done that crucial inner work and you know what your boundaries are, the next step is to communicate them, and I mean clearly, calmly, and proactively. Don't wait until you're already feeling overwhelmed or resentful to have these conversations. It's far more effective to set expectations right from the get-go, or as soon as you realize a boundary needs to be established or reinforced. This isn't about being demanding, it's about being professional and ensuring everyone is on the same page, which ultimately helps the whole team function better. This means talking to your manager, your colleagues, and even your clients if applicable. Let them know your working hours, your preferred communication methods, and importantly, what constitutes a work emergency for you versus something that can wait. For instance, you might say, I'm focused on deep work tasks from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., so I'll be checking emails less frequently then, but you can reach me via Slack for urgent matters. If you're looking to really hone these communication skills, I highly recommend looking into something like an Interpersonal Communication 101 course. The skills you learn there are invaluable for all areas of life, especially this. Structure is your superpower. Create clear systems. Now, communicating your boundaries is vital, but you can make it so much easier for yourself and others to respect them by creating clear structures and systems. Think of these structures as the guardrails that keep everyone on the right track, often without you even having to say a word. When the system itself supports your boundaries, you'll find that infractions happen way less often. This is where you can be really proactive and design your workday in a way that inherently protects your focus and your time. For example, actually schedule do not disturb work blocks in your calendar for tasks that require deep concentration. and treat them as seriously as you would an important meeting. If you're in a managerial role, this is even more critical. Clearly define roles and responsibilities within your team so there's no ambiguity about who owns what. This prevents tasks from being randomly dumped on people or creating situations where everyone feels like they have to be available for everything, all the time. Clear structures reduce confusion, minimize interruptions, and empower everyone to work more effectively within their designated areas. Chapter 4. Keep it pro, maintain professional relationships. This one can be a little tricky, especially if you've developed close friendships with your colleagues, which is wonderful, by the way. But it's super important to remember to maintain a professional demeanor and professional boundaries even with your work buddies. It's easy for the lines to blur when you genuinely like the people you work with, but this blurring can sometimes lead to expectations that compromise your work-life balance or your ability to focus on your core responsibilities. The key here is to consciously separate your personal friendship from your professional interactions during work hours or when dealing with work-related matters. This doesn't mean you have to be cold or distant, it just means being mindful. For example, while you might vent to a work friend about personal stuff over lunch during a project meeting, the focus needs to remain on the task at hand. It's about ensuring that personal closeness doesn't inadvertently lead to assumptions about your availability for non-urgent chats during focused work time, or pressure to take on tasks that aren't yours simply because you're friends. Chapter 5. The Art of Delegation. Delegate work when appropriate. Part of setting healthy work boundaries is also about understanding your own capacity and recognizing that you don't have to do everything yourself. This is where the power of delegation comes in, if you're in a position to do so, or even clearly defining what falls within your scope versus what might be better handled by someone else. Setting clear expectations about what you will and won't take on is crucial. It's not about shirking responsibility, it's about ensuring that tasks are handled by the most appropriate person, allowing you to focus on your highest value contributions. When a new task or request comes your way, especially if you're feeling stretched, ask yourself a few key questions. Is this task truly aligned with my core responsibilities and goals? Is there someone else on the team who is better skilled or has more capacity to handle this right now? Could this be a development opportunity for a team member? Learning to assess these situations and delegate effectively, or redirect requests when appropriate, is a massive step towards protecting your time and energy, and preventing that dreaded feeling of being constantly overloaded with work that isn't truly yours to own. Chapter 6. The Power of No. Learn to decline with grace. Saying no. For so many of us, this tiny two-letter word can feel like the hardest word in the dictionary to utter, especially at work. We worry about seeming unhelpful, not being a team player, or disappointing our colleagues or boss. But here's the truth. You cannot say yes to your priorities, your well-being, and your most important work if you're constantly saying yes to things that fall outside your scope, drain your energy, or simply aren't a good use of your time. Learning to say no is not just a skill, it's a necessity for healthy boundaries. Now, how you say no matters. You don't have to be abrupt or unkind. One incredibly effective tactic comes from negotiation expert Christopher Voss, author of Never Split the Difference. Instead of a flat no, when asked to take on something you genuinely can't or shouldn't do, you can empathetically ask, "How am I supposed to do that?" This prompts a discussion about priorities, resources, or timelines, and often leads to a more collaborative solution, or a realization that the request isn't feasible as is. It's a way to decline while still showing you're engaged and considering the request, but also highlighting your existing commitments. Chapter 7. Unplug and recharge. Actually, take time off. This might sound obvious, but are you actually taking your time off? I mean, really truly disconnecting and using that precious vacation time to recharge your batteries. So many people I know either don't use all their vacation days, or when they do, they're still checking emails, taking calls, and essentially still working. This completely defeats the purpose of time off. Your brain and body need genuine breaks to recover, to gain new perspectives, and to prevent burnout. Think of it as essential maintenance for your most valuable asset, you. So I want to urge you to take your vacation time, all of it. And when you do, set yourself up for an uninterrupted break. This means putting up a clear out-of-office message on your email, stating who to contact in your absence for urgent matters. Let your colleagues know you'll be unavailable. Resist the urge to just quickly check in. Give yourself permission to fully disconnect. You'll come back feeling more refreshed, creative, and productive than if you'd tried to stay half plugged in. Your work will still be there, but you'll be in a much better state to tackle it. Chapter 8. Tech to the rescue. Use technology to help. In this hyper-connected world, technology can sometimes feel like the enemy of boundaries, always pinging and pulling for our attention. But when used strategically, technology can actually be a fantastic ally in establishing and maintaining your work boundaries. It's all about leveraging the tools at your disposal to reinforce the limits you've set for yourself and communicated to others. There are so many built-in features in the apps and platforms we use daily that can support your boundary efforts. For instance, use those status updates on your messaging apps. Set it to focusing, in a meeting, or away, when you need uninterrupted time. Block off work hours in your shared calendar so colleagues know when you're generally available and when you're not. Set up robust systems for when you're on vacation, like having a designated colleague monitor your inbox for truly urgent items only, with clear instructions on what warrants contacting you. Use email rules to filter non-urgent messages. These small technological tweaks can make a big difference in signaling your availability and protecting your time. Outgrow your boundaries, your power, start today. So there you have it, 8 powerful strategies to help you set work boundaries like a seasoned pro and truly start to own your time and energy. Remember, this isn't about building walls. It's about building a sustainable and fulfilling work life where you can thrive, not just survive. It's about respecting yourself enough to protect your well-being, which in turn allows you to do your best work and be the best version of yourself for your colleagues, your family, and your friends. These aren't just nice ideas, they are essential practices for long-term success and happiness. I know that implementing new habits, especially around something as ingrained as our work patterns, can take time and conscious effort. Don't feel like you have to tackle all 8 of these perfectly overnight. Pick 1 or 2 that resonate most with your current situation and start there. Maybe it's finally assessing your personal limits, or perhaps it's getting better at saying no with grace. Small, consistent steps lead to big transformations. You have the power to redefine your relationship with work, and it starts with the commitment to honoring your own boundaries. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope these tips help you create more space, peace, and productivity in your life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and share it with anyone you think could benefit. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these boundary-setting strategies are you going to implement first? Or do you have any other pro tips to share? Let's continue the conversation. Until next time, take care and go set those boundaries.